See, I want to know what I think is funny. How God will use regular, everyday things to teach me a lesson. Just last week, I shared how my hair has been growing because I've left it alone. And one of the things that I mentioned was that I was not seeing the progress because it would grow down to here, get cut back up here. Well, it would grow down here, get cut back up here. Grow, get cut, grow, get cut. And what God showed me through that was sometimes we have to be pruned and we feel like we're not making progress. We feel like we're not moving forward. We feel like we don't see the change or the growth, even though we've been committed to the process. But you don't have to see it all the time. Other people will see it. A lot of times, as we're growing and being committed to God, we may not recognize our change, our growth, our healing, our journey because we're in the midst of it. It's always hard to see the silver lining in a situation when you're in the midst of it. You don't always see it when you're going through it. You don't see the progress, the journey, the evolution, the healing, the development because you're in the midst of it, because you're looking at the pain. You're looking at the reality of your situation. You're looking at the frustration, the hurt, the shame, whatever it is that you're feeling. You're more focused on how you're feeling in the midst of the situation versus the fruits that are coming from the situation. And usually for me, I can only speak for myself, of course, I see it after the fact because, the saying, hindsight is 2020. So I just wanted to share with you how God showed me that oftentimes you don't see your growth. You don't see your progress. You don't see the journey. You don't see the progression because you're in the midst of the situation. It's only on the other side. It's only on from the outside looking in. And usually the people who can see it are outside, right? Like it's not necessarily somebody who's walking through that situation with you who's going to be able to recognize the change, the healing, the journey, and the growth. It's someone outside. And so be committed to that pruning process. Be committed to the growth. Be committed to the healing. Be committed to whatever processing that God is doing in your life right now, because there is a silver lining coming. There is a blessing coming. There is going to be good on the other side. Like, I can't remember exactly the first place I heard it, but it talks about a father and a son traveling in a storm. And the son was going to just pull over on the side of the road. The dad told him to keep going. As they were going through the storm got more intense and there were tons of cars pulled over on the side of the road. Finally, just when the son was going to pull over again, they got on the other side of the storm and it was clear. And they could look back and see everyone who was still stuck in the storm. So that being said, be committed to that process. Be committed to whatever growth journey, healing journey, maturation, whatever process God has you in. Be committed to that pruning. Be committed to it because ultimately on the other side of it, you'll see the change. You'll see the depth. You'll see the maturity, the discernment, the wisdom, the healing. You'll see the fruit of those things in your life, especially as it concerns how you deal with and interact with other people, but also how you can hold fast and stick it out when other situations come. So learn a lesson, do what you got to do, and get through it.